Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris Olmy and today we're back playing some more of our Football Manager 2021 save with your Swansea City. It's been a season. We overachieved, we did what we came to do. Man United, as you can see, fell off a cliff, and I want to start with the league table and just show you a little bit about what's happened. Again, teams going down. Brighton, okay, I can kind of see why. They've got some good players. They've got some decent players. In real life, them going down, I'd start to look at their defence, even though their defence might not be great. But Lewis Dunk still got something to offer. Ostergaard and Scott McKenna, very solid there, I feel. Matthew Ryan, solid goalie. They got Timo Horn as well in the game. I definitely look at the back line. Tariq Lamptey, again, in the right situation, I think he could be a very decent Premier League sort of right back. I don't know what else I would take. Yes, there's Marcus Edwards. He's overpowered in FM. Dennis Mann's decent. McAllister's decent. But when you start getting to the forwards, they get a bit more expensive, perhaps. And I just don't know. The best of the bunch, bang for your buck, probably Zakiri, who's transfer list. As you can see, less than $1 million, and you get yourself a young, good guy who, given a chance, might be able to produce a little something. Good backup, good championship player, maybe. So there are players here you can pick up. Most of them just the wrong side of 30, but some good players nonetheless. Danny Ward also. I mean, I didn't mean to make it similar, but yeah, you can see a lot of these players may be championship range. But, yeah, they're decent, and they're going to be cheap. Newcastle going down, that's big. My big name here is probably Freddie Woodman. After that, you got Adam Webster, of course, who's decent, and Kilman's decent. Jamal Lewis is in there. Tielemans they brought in. Matty Longstaff. But, again, you're starting to get to the expensive end of the squad. Bamford, decent. Adoy, decent, but they're only on loan, so not too much. And of course, West Ham. There's only one man. He's going to cost a fortune, but there's one man to really stand out there. And yeah, Deck needs a big club. And we could definitely be that, and he'd be British. I'm not exactly sure how much it would cost. It's going to be in around the 40 million mark. I think we've got that to spend. I'm really tempted to do it. Another model citizen, and we can line him up and look at him. In terms of a Lewis Cook, Cook's a bit better as a Mizala rather than that tough ball winning, hard-working centre midfielder. Now, we've got a spot for that, though, and Deck could definitely be that for us. And sit in that kind of range. So yeah, there's not much between them. They're better at slightly different things, slightly more defensive for Deck, slightly more creativity and attack-minded stats with Lewis Cook. There's really fine margins. So it's all about how high we rate Lewis Cook and what we'd sell him for. He's worth 44. I'd want about 50 to 60 million. That's just kind of where it is. I'm a bit upset that we don't see the stars for Cook. I really am. But yeah, we probably play deep line playmaker for Declan Rice in that centre midfield centre. So yeah, I'm looking at it, and I think I might be going towards that route, which means having to open up another centre-back position. Central midfield position, which we are stacked at. But it's the player that I can't really ignore if he's available. Apart from that, again, Billy Arse, decent, or however you say his name. Jared Bowen, good, but not great, especially at that price. I wouldn't be tempted there myself. Herrera, yeah. Lerma's decent. Mura's decent. Connor Roberts, but we don't want to go back and pick Connor up. I just don't see the value there. He wanted out, so he can stand on his own 2 feet. Baptiste, 19, he looks pretty decent. I'm going to be getting a scout report on him. Yeah, he's someone we might look at. And you look at our goalies, and nothing, again, really stands out to me too much compared to what we've got. So, I won't be doing too much. But overall, I think 2 really good squads in Newcastle, West Ham, and a solid squad in Brighton. It goes to show how competitive the league is. Leeds survive. They do survive. They get rid of Bamford and Greenwood, Kumich, Arnstad, Jenkins, Finley. Like, these are all really solid players, for my opinion, for like a relegation battle. They're all kind of players I would like to keep in. I think they've all got something to offer at this level. So I'm kind of surprised that they sent them out on loan. And, I mean, maybe not Arnstead too much, but the rest of them for certain I would have probably have used over the course of the season. But they survived, so they did what they needed to do, and they survived. And Rodrigo's not scoring goals for them. They got Ali Akman, and he's doing a bit better up top. But really, they're a lot better than their league position also shows, which again I think feeds back into the fact that it's such a tough division right now. So Thiago, phenomenal. Shackleton, big fan of his as well. I think he's a very solid young British midfielder again. So it's going to be tough, but I think if they rebuild, Brentford have made some big signs like Cameron Carter-Vickers off us. They've got some decent players lined up around. Pekovic scored 12 goals. That was big for them since nobody else really did. It's solid. They got David Raya in net, of course. And Southampton, we know that they can be really good, but yeah, it's so tight. It's so tight. Villa, Palace, not even that sort of comfortable. Fulham, not that comfortable. But they've all got very decent squads, and I'm kind of surprised that West Ham and Newcastle were the 2 to go down. Brighton, like I say, not so much. But that's just the way it worked out. Man United, the fall from grace. The fall from grace. Where's the schedule? And it's not even like it was a huge thing. Like I say, they started off really well. They lost away to Chelsea, but that was their only loss for a long time. And then Chelsea, again, they went to Stamford Bridge, couldn't get the result. That's fair enough. But at home, I'd have fancied them to get something. They didn't play poorly. Then they lose again at Old Trafford to Liverpool, which is unforgivable. And then they move across the city and get spanked by Man City. So this was kind of the period where Man United were falling apart. I was watching. I was like, okay, those are kind of interesting. Southampton, solid win, but left it late, not playing well. And then the Everton game, when I looked at this, I thought, there's just nothing here. Are they going to go on this run of poor results? And kind of, but not really. They did enough in the Champions League against Dortmund. They won the EFL Cup. They went through in the FA Cup, unbeaten in the next 3. Again, not like dominating performances, but solid games. But too many draws, perhaps, getting knocked out by Real Madrid. FA Cup semi, though, beating Brentford. So they're still up for the big games. Their league form turned from losses into draws, which is good. Then losing away to West Ham. Like, that's just a terrible game. That kind of dropped them down again. Couple of big wins, but then losing again to Liverpool. Finishing out the season strong. Doing what they could do. But it wasn't enough to fall, to keep their fall from really plummeting them. I really thought they'd be champions. Chelsea were outstanding, fair play to them. Liverpool, outstanding, fair play. We had a very good end to the season, which I didn't really think we would, but we picked out a few results we probably shouldn't. And my target of 4th, with United falling so far, and nobody else really challenging. Like, Everton, Arsenal didn't have great seasons. Tottenham didn't have a great season. Man City, Man United, that's kind of low for them. And we slightly overperformed by maybe 10 to 12 points. So I don't know, I thought we'd be in 4th place, but we end up in 3rd. And I think we're value there for the season. If you look at it, the poor start, the way we overachieve, held 2nd for so long behind United. Then we stumbled, rebounded, and then we were waiting for other teams to fall. And when United fell, when Man City started losing a few games and plummeting, we took advantage of both those teams and their struggles to get back up, right up into 2nd behind Chelsea. We were overtaken by Liverpool, and we end up in 3rd place. So, a very, very decent season though for us, and I'm absolutely delighted. I've promoted some lads that I'm going to try and bring in next season. I've worked my ass off to get a lot of deals done out. I've still got 2 that I need to do. I'm undecided, but centre midfield, I need to get rid of somebody else. I don't really want to get rid of Tonali, but he is foreign, and I'm trying to get more of a British, UK and Irish feel into that setup. So it could be Tonali, could be McTominay, make room for Declan Rice, basically. Again, I'm not sure where I really want to go with that. Both will earn me enough money to go and get McTominay with what we've got. So that's not the issue there. I have done a deal which is possibly too much money for another striker that we've talked about previously. And there's club circling on Ryan Brewster. So I don't know if we can keep Brewster. So that deal might need to be done for big money. He's worth 53 million. So we're going to get paid for Brewster. That's fine. I tried to get Tammy Abram in January. Again, he turned me down. That seems to be a pattern. He went out to Germany, I believe. If he went out, he went out to Borussia Mönchengladbach. And he played okay there. He really did play okay. But I really wanted to pair him and Brewster together if the bids for Kai George I was expecting to come in actually did come in. And look, they broke the promise of signing him. So again, Tammy chooses wrongly. I was trying to pair up the loanees for Swansea. So it's not going to be what I wanted it to be. But I was expecting to sell Kyle George. Now it might be Brewster. Barbosa's out. But we still got Beachy, who he did the business. And I'm excited to see if he could replicate that in the league. Tyler Roberts, solid. As long as I keep one of George or Brewster, I'm going to be happy. And then we got an incoming player. So, yeah, I'm going to be very interested to see how that all works out. But end of the season, where did we leave off? We left off at Ajax, didn't we? We left off at Ajax with that big win. Off the bench, Carlos Alena. Absolutely fantastic. We lost to Man United and Watford and Villa. We rebounded back. We played the kids. That didn't work. But apart from those kind of games, some really nice results all the way through, back until like August. Losing at home to Fulham isn't great. The cup game at Liverpool, I don't care about. This cup game, I don't care about. And yeah, a couple of really bad away losses. Turn of January, February. But apart from that, through September, we really responded well to a couple of bad losses. So I was feeling kind of happy about it. Sadly, the very next game, we just didn't show up against Spurs. They absolutely battered us, and we were lucky that wasn't worse. I thought we might have got something up the game. We were lucky to get that own goal. That was more of a defensive mistake than the fact that we would have scored anyway. I'm not sure we would have. But they came back. They got the job done. Kudos to them. Better team on the day. Brewster showed up, a hat-trick over Brentford. And then on the road against Brentford, he hits another one. So, absolutely phenomenal from him. That's a 6 points there. No idea how we go to the Etihad and get a draw. It's Tim Roning. Really, I've got no idea how we got out of this game with a point. But I think this was one of the games where they underperformed and kind of we took advantage of that to a certain degree. Brewster with the early goal. Guedes equalised for half-time. Then late on, I thought they'd stolen it. Well, not really stolen it. They deserved all 3 points. But Kyle George was not to be denied and did his job up top for us. So, yeah, I'm kind of very glad. I'm surprised, but I'm very glad that happened. And then Hertha Berlin, Ben Beachy, hat-trick. I don't know. 3-0 up that early. Dilroson's goal doesn't matter. Then Demir and Cook. Like, I don't know. We were just flying. Big win over Newcastle, as I'd expect. Solid. Away performance. A lot closer. But, again, we didn't play that well in some of these games. Then Brewster again scoring. He's in rich form. He takes the night off. Kyle George shows up and steals all 3 points. We probably deserved on the balance at St. Mary's, but not amazingly. Late on, barely squeaked past Benfica here with a goal, again from Ryan Brewster. Wolves, solid win. Again, that was Kyle George's turn with Demir to get the points there. Then we lost to Benfica. Not a bad performance, but not a great performance. The first goal was really Roning's fault. Luckily, away goals snuck us through. That puts us in the final for today's gameplay, which will be against Lille. And we'll look at their journey a little bit as well in a second. But rounding out our season away to West Ham. Solid win. Another goal for Brewster. Another 2 over Southampton in a win there. And again, we played Brentford back-to-back in the league. And we weren't too far away playing Southampton almost back-to-back. Now, only 2 league games in between those two. So, kind of a weird schedule. The World Cup kind of messed up the schedule for a little bit, and international breaks and the winter breaks in this messed up the schedule. The Europa League games, other people's European games, the Cup games, it just pushed back the same fixture time and time again to where we're playing the same team close together. But luckily, we got out of all those games, at the 2 Southampton, 2 Brentfords. We got 12 points. I really can't complain. And I don't think it made the schedule that much harder on us. We kind of had breaks to recoup and refresh. And I really went in and managed the training to make sure we were fresh going into most games. We didn't have to rest too many after February-ish. That was the last time we really had to rest. But solid. Again, a decent performance from the boys. You know, played a few other names in the run-in a little bit here and there in some of the cup games. Trying to get people some game time. Barbosa too on his return. Then the other 2 strikers scored. And again, Brewster really early. Just a long ball over to the right wing. No, sorry, over to the left wing. And he cut inside and put it across the goalie. Very decent finish. Then, yeah, defensive weakness again shows up. Lack of concentration towards the end of the first half. They score. Then very similar to Brewster's goal, but on the right wing instead. And Kyle George puts it across the keeper, bottom corner. I think, you know, we're good value. We may be able to win this against the champions elect, possibly. At this stage, if we win, we're just about in range. We need Chelsea to lose the final game. But if we won against Arsenal, which I didn't think would happen anyway, we could have still won the league. So this was big. That Brenner goal going in actually stopped us from being able to go to the final day of the season. So massive overachievements, and we do fall into 3rd, not 2nd. Liverpool were too good and had their own chance of winning the league themselves. But Chelsea kind of saved the title, I think, in this game. Brenner, 77th minute. It just wasn't meant to be. Maybe next season. We're still very early on in our journey. We shouldn't be this good this early. But we are. We've exploited the transfer market to great effect. There's not much this season that I can really do on the transfer market. I don't think. Nobody's really transfer listed. We'll take a look at that as well in a second. But options are bare this season. And yeah, final game of the season. Absolutely phenomenal. Ran the game sort of front to back, you can see we dominated Arsenal at the Emirates. And we never let up. We never let up. We just went for it. Fullbacks were great. Demir was great. The two strikers got the goals. I'm surprised, but I'm proud. And that's kind of the season we've had. That's really kind of the season we've had. It's games like this that we shouldn't be winning, but we're just getting the job done. So I'm very, very happy with that. And like I say, the third place finish, absolutely amazing. 86 points, that's 2.26 a game. That's way up from last season's 1.82. And like I say, that was our first season in the Premier League with 6. Our second is 3rd. And our points total of 86. You can see we're 3rd this year. We would have still been 3rd last year. But that first season, that was good enough to win the league. So I think that goes to show how good we were overall. The job's not done. We've managed to get through against Lille. And you can see here, if we back up to the second knockout rounds, Lille had a very decent run. You know, they beat Zagreb, they beat Braga on away goals. They just ousted Lazio. But I think that was an easy run, Zagreb, Braga. Lazio was a big game for them, and they came through it in a tight margin. We had Ajax and Hertha Berlin, I think, are better teams than they faced. Benfica, Lazio, probably fairly similar. Benfica maybe a little better, but we needed, away goals, and Lille didn't. So I don't know. I put us in the same kind of category. I do think we're favourites. I don't think that their season really is impressive as ours. So I'm hoping that tells in the final. We are going to find out. We are going to find out. As you can see here, Stephen Bender out to Middlesbrough. Decent money. There was a bidding war for him, which I didn't expect. Honestly, I expected to get like 2 for Bender, and we got way more, which is kind of crazy. I also expected to get 30 to 40 for George. And there was a bid up of 33, I think, was the highest. But he wanted to go to Atletico Madrid. That's where we end up doing the deal. He wouldn't agree a deal anywhere else. Palaversa's huge. He's out to Lyon. Also out to France is Elena. And again, I'm surprised Elena didn't get more than Palaversa, but especially with PSG involved. That's FM sometimes. It's kind of crazy. Not going to lie. I tried to make sure there's slight deals of appearance fees or international fees or something just to try and get more money in. But yeah, I think we got good fees in. Vignato, not a huge amount. He's out to Juventus. And Barbosa goes to AC Milan on a decent amount of money. Again, more money than I thought for Barbosa, Palaversa, and Bender, but less money than I thought for George, Elena, and Vignato. So, I'm obviously valuing players differently. Players coming in, I don't think there was any other deals. Yes, there was. There was at least one. There was at least one, which was Jerome Norville-Williams, a youngster from West Ham. When they went down, I kind of scouted them out. He looked okay, but yeah. I don't know. The first scout report was okay. We did the deal. It's a cheap deal. It doesn't matter if he really makes it or not, but I'm a bit annoyed that the second scout report actually looks pretty bad. So 800,000 there. I'm sure we can make our money back if we wanted to. But he could just be good long-term backup. That's fine. Is there anybody else? I don't really think so. Okay, so we're up to date on transfers. We're up to date on the season. As you can see here with Bender going out and a few others going out, we can sort of look at next season's team already. Where Roening and Sanchez will be a part of things in goal. So I go with Musa at right back. Like I said, Basie at left back. Centre backs. Bono got some clubs after him too, so that might come in over the summer. We might have to rethink things at the back line a little bit. I don't want to. I really don't want to. Although I do know that Todibo is going to be out of contract. So if Bornau does get taken with a deal, then yeah, we maybe have something to do. I don't know. I don't like the fact that they're blue backgrounds. Kind of off-putting. To me. Okay, so central midfield. I think my starters next season, right now, without Declan Rice, probably Brooks, Tonali, and Cook. Although, I think it makes more sense to put Brooks out on his left foot. Really do think it makes more sense to put him out on his left foot. So, I think that's it. Like I say, if we get Declan Rice in, I'm probably dropping Tonali to the bench. If I'm honest, running Brooks, Cook, and Rice, which would be nice. That'd be really nice. I think Demir definitely is star man. Brewster and George, I don't expect them both to be here. And I do think I'd rather keep Brewster over George. So I'm gonna pencil in Brewster and Beachy for next season. Like I say, Sanchez is already there. Sanderson goes back, but Blasco at right back. We put Mora at left back, and then I believe Matsima prefers to be slightly right. Mukiele prefers to be slightly left in terms of their footedness and positioning. I would then go for... Yeah, I was really counting on keeping Elena, but bids came in. Kind of wanted to go, so that kind of sucks. I think McTominay in the middle. Big McTominay in the middle. So Martin Sevic from Bevan. I mean, it's young, but it's good. It's not bad. And then Vasco Souza behind Tyler Roberts and one other. So I think that's my... Like I say, we'll put Kai George in just for the moment so you can see kind of how they line up. But the first 11, I think looks strong, looks good. If Beachy can continue his great early form, that's fantastic. If we can keep hold of Brewster, there were teams after Roning, there were teams after Burno. So this might change slightly, but this is kind of the idea now before that final game of the season. Already looking ahead to next season, how the makeup of the team is. 24, 25, Cook's 26. I'm happy with the age, I'm happy with the ability, I'm happy with the room to grow on some of these. Wages are pretty good. I think Facey's having a new deal on the way. I think it's like 35 grand. And we're probably going to get Chris Meffam a new deal as well, up in the 70 to 80 range. Yeah, just get him in line. Contract-wise, both expiring wages. For the backup, like the second 11, if we're looking here, and we'll drop George out for now. So Sanchez with Blasco, Matsima, Mukiele, Mora. That's a solid back line. 3 2-stars, 2.5 stars. That's a decent back five, I think. Yeah, if Mukiele's only 2.5 stars, you know the 2 stars is pretty decent. Then you move into midfield and you've got the youngsters, the 2-star, 2.5 star, Bevan and Martin Sevic. Either side of Scotty McTominay. Like I say, that could be Tonali instead, with Cook and Brooks either side of Declan Rice in the first team. Or it could still make McTominay and we sell Tonali to make room for Declan Rice. Or we carry an extra midfielder. And, you know, I don't want to do that, but we can carry 7 midfielders throughout the season. We'll see how it all works out, basically. We'll see how it all works out. But I think that's a very solid midfield as it stands. It's only going to get better if we do bring Declan Rice in. Vasco de Souza looks like a very interesting proposition there. So, bringing in these lads back off loan, bringing in the new fullbacks this season of Blasco and Mora, And then being good enough to immediately come into the first team squad is a blessing. So we'll see how that works. Matsima gets his shot. Mukiele, if Bono and Murpham go and we can't get to Debo, we'll have to bring someone else in. And Mukiele goes in and gets his shot in the first team. So it's a chance. The chances are coming. Tyler Roberts probably not going to get a chance. But I don't want to sell him either. I kind of want to keep him around. So his future lies in his hand. And the strike partner, that deal, I believe, was done or is being done. No, the deal is actually done. And it's a huge amount of money. It's 23.5 million for an 18-year-old striker who has yet to make his first team debut. And doesn't look like he played great for the under-23. But I'm thinking of the future, and I like what I see. And I think if we compare him with Beachy, who will be his long-term possible strike partner, there's not a ton of difference. Okay, attacking-wise and speed-wise, yes, but all-round game. And again, he's slightly better in the air. If we can mold him more into that advance forward and Beachy into more of that pressing forward that I think suits them both. This could be a very young British-Irish combination up top. So I'm willing to pay the money. I am willing to pay the money. Technically, Matthews is there. Mentally, Beachy is there. And if you take pace out the equation, it's kind of similar. Beachy definitely has the edge. But with the right training, I'm really happy to bring Matthews in. It's a big amount of money, but we're paying 23.5 for a player that could be worth 100 million in the future, for argument's sake. That's my level of thinking on it. They both got fantastic potential. They're both kind of on the cusp of breaking into good Premier League players. And we'll see. At the end of the day, we will see. But yeah, I'm not convinced I've done the entirely right thing spending that much money. But it's a cheap deal to bring him in. It's a very cheap deal. We'll put him on a new contract pretty quickly, to be fair. Yeah. I just don't know right now. Have I done good there? Have I done badly? I don't know. So yeah, all these players are going out. Sanderson's loan is going to end. And I'm expecting Brewster or George to be bought. So kind of hoping it's Kai George because the team's after him. Probably going to pay more money. Like Man City and Barcelona there, but Man City, Barcelona, Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain at different times have been after George. So I think that's the real money. Plus, Ryan Brewster, 36 goals in 38 Premier League appearances, breaking the record that was held jointly by Alan Shearer and Andrew Cole at 34 apiece. So I don't want to lose him. I really don't want to lose him. So that's kind of my ideas. That's kind of where the team is right now. The plans going forward. And like I say, Declan Rice could change that. But Matthews in with Tyler Roberts. I think that's a good third, fourth option. We do lose something up front. Yeah, we do lose Kai George and a ton of goals. If Beachy can produce some of those, then I think we're okay. We might take a slight step back, but we still finish top 4 next season. And we're looking really good for the future. 2 years, 3 years down the line, I think we're an absolute powerhouse. And we can definitely win the league, Champions League on a continual basis with that kind of footing. So that's the ideas. And like I say, where we are. Subject to change. I think it's a very successful season. We're still moving on with the training and the stadium expansion. We've got a new transfer budget for this upcoming season. It's decent. So 2.5 million. That means we can spend big. That's Declan Rice money. And anyone else who shows up on the transfer market. And this is Declan Rice and 2 other huge name signings. It's like 40 million a piece for 3 signings. I think we're in a really good spot. I can't lie. We're in a really good spot. Like I say, there's not much out there in terms of transfer targets that I really think A, want to come to us, and B, would make a huge difference. C, would be at a good price. I'm not paying big money for a Josh Zirkzee. Even as good as he is, I really don't want to pay that much money for a player like him. There's Maxi Gomez we could go after. But you can see here, though, there's not a crazy amount of money for too many players that I'd be willing to spend. Just don't need centre midfield. There's so many good centre midfielders. There are so many good centre midfielders that I'd love to go after. Sang Yang, I don't believe that's quite right either. But it is what it is. Gersings, Kasper Dolberg. Tadibo's my guy. Tadibo's my guy. He's still not willing to talk to us, though. Yeah, he's still not willing to talk to us. Transfer listed players. If we look here again, most of these are the same players. They've all been transfer listed. Why do they buy players and then just sell them right away? I don't understand. I really don't understand why the game does that. That's annoying. Anyway, moving on from that. Again, there's just no one here I think would be superb. The amount of money that we'd be spending. I'd be tempted with a Maxi Gomez. But again, I think we're not getting better. We're not getting worse. We'd be replacing a South American for a South American. Non-EU with an EU, but a non-domestic with a non-domestic, which, thanks to Brexit, means much more. I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone there we really could take advantage of. And the contract expiring. Right, there's contract expired. Contract expiring. Here we go. So, like, would we really want anyone here apart from Tadibo? I don't think so. Again, I'm just not sure. Got players like Tom Davies, but I decided not to. He's going out. France, we got a Frenchman here joining Celta Vigo. I just don't think there's anyone really game-changing under the age of 30. Did see a name or two. I'm trying to, if they show up again. Maybe I saw the wrong name. Can't remember what the name was, but it was someone who was interesting. Yeah, there's a couple of old players here, but again, I don't really want to do that. Amdar looks decent, potentially. Inconsistent, that's probably why. And unambitious. That's probably why we turned away from him. And Christodoulou, very rough around the edges, but good. Why hasn't he got a scout report anymore? We can see his scout report was a 79. It's pretty good, but he doesn't have one anymore. Okay. I mean, that deal's already done, so it is what it is. Bjorn. Jacob. There's just nobody available apart from Tadibo that I'm anywhere near interested in. So our shortlist remains unchanged. Remains unchanged. Who's after Tadibo? 13 clubs. What are we up against? So, okay, Hertha Berlin probably not going to be able to get him. We beat Benfica. Okay. So our real competition then, our real competition here are going to be Chelsea for winning the league. Arsenal, Athletic, Borussia Dortmund, Porto, Inter, Juventus going to be tough. Maybe Lazio, Man City, Napoli. Yeah, I mean, we've got a shot. We've got a shot, but there's definitely going to be bigger clubs he wants to go to. So end the contract. Yeah, he's going to want a big deal. He's going to want a huge deal. And I don't blame him. I really don't, but he's going to go from 22 grand to like 200 grand. And I'm not sure I want to pay that. I'm really not sure I want to pay that. Okay, let's talk about Deck. Let's talk about Deck, baby. 43. Okay. See if we can get a 45 million deal. 42 million up front. 3 million after 10 international games. They're probably going to want a little bit more, but they're going to be willing to do that. Okay, 45 million for Declan Rice. I think I got to do that deal. If I'm going to spend 23.5 on James Matthews, I can't not spend twice that on Declan Rice. Surely I can't. And just because I'm a glutton for punishment and I love attacking midfielders, ooh, that's 90 million. Oh, that's huge. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's a deal to be done. I don't quite think there's a deal to be done. I think unless I'm wrong, it's 96 million. They'll do 90, so maybe it's a little less than that. But yeah, I don't want to do that. The other guy I'm keeping my eye on is Thorsten. Gonna be huge, but I'm a big fan of his. He just looks so good. Just looks so good. Yeah. He'd be wonderful. He'd be wonderful as well. But I think we're okay. I don't think we need to break the bank for anyone else. Deck makes sense because West Ham went down. The Debo on a free makes sense. I think that's it. I do think that's it. If I got to Debo, Matsimo would drop back down into the reserves, or go out on loan, or both, or get sold. And then, like I say, Tonali or McTominay make way, in my opinion, to bring through Declan Rice. So that's it. That's where we are. That's everything all lined up. Let's get on to the game. Let's see. I kind of want to go in with my team. For next season. Kai George on the bench is maybe slightly dodgy, but you know what, boys? We're gonna have to own this one way or another. We're gonna have to own whatever happens. So I'm going Kai George. Going Elena, McTominay, Palaversa. Definitely want those in. Okay, let's give Tyler Roberts a shout as well. So Elena, McTominay, Palaversa. And then you three round up bench. Players we're not going to be using. But that is fine. Who do I really think deserves a shot here? Worst case scenario is going to be a centre back. So Michael Bishop. And I think that's where we are. So I'm fairly happy playing Ben Beachy with Ryan Brewster. I think I need to play him that way round. But yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. George and Roberts in case bad things happen up top. Elena to be a game changer. maybe play attacking midfield, maybe play centre midfield. Brooks can also move up. So we got versatility. McTominay, Palaversa. We got fullbacks covered. We got centre backs covered. I think we're good. Okay. So, one last time this season. Europa League on the line. Lille versus Swansea City. I'm going to say it before this game. I haven't actually saved for a little while. Oh no, I have saved. Well, I haven't saved for a little while. I've saved in-game before I start the recording. So, I've only just loaded up the game. I played this mainly last night. So, brain cells not firing, ladies and gentlemen, but boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the main event. Nuno Espirito Santo, Mr. Anti-Football, is back, and he brings another team up against us. Maignan, Selig, Peshau, Hera, Augustinsson, Dahoud, Yaziki, Vieto, Ekone, Barrow, and Lamas. Decent team. Very decent. Lavely, Ascone Andre, Bradaric Schindler, Carlos Perez, Niese, Lehaji, Brodel, Timothy Weah. I'm surprised he's on the bench, to be fair. Gomez, and Casero. Up against the Swedish Superman, M. Röning. Grade A beef, Musa Wage. Stefan Bono, born to be wild. The Man Mountain, Chris Meffam. The Irish charm of Brian Facey. Sandro, the child, Tonali. Just look at his picture. Captain Cook himself. Rian Brewster, the goal machine. David Brooke. Yusuf Damir. And young Ben Beachy. Stephen Bender, Kai George, Tyler Roberts, Calzalena, Scott McTominay, Ante Palaversa, George Gnodi Mukiele, Dion Sanderson, Gabriel Barbosa, Emmanuel Vignato, and young Michael Bishop make the bench. Let's see what we can get done. Hands together. Hands. What do we want to do? Hands in pockets? And pick up where you played last game. I think you can get your hands on the trophy. If we play like we did against Arsenal, keep the rest. Nice. Simple. Pump fist. Have faith. But you play like you did against Arsenal, boys. We can get this job done. The Puskás Arena. There are Lille. Very dangerous attack. Some good defensive players too. A little young in places. Ben Beachy. Hat-trick on his only other game in this competition though. Drop Kai George to run with the Englishmen up top. We'll see how that goes. We're going to encourage the team nice and early and see how we get on. Facey to Brooks. Well, that's not great, but it's cleared out, and there will be Born out to Tonali. The Italian out, grade A beef. Wagui beats his man. He goes himself. He had options. I'd rather he'd taken an option, but it's good intent. And it's good play early on. You get a corner. Sandro Tonali's ball in. Rian Brewster. Oh, he couldn't get that on target. Goal machine this season. 40 goals in all competition. 36 in 38 Premier League games. But he couldn't hit the target here. And they work it out wide. As you start seeing Lille perhaps attack for the first time. Vieto drops deep. Dahoud up to Yaziki. Back out to left back. Augustinsson. Barrow's not going to get there. Okay. Just about keeps it in. Tim running to Meffam and back. Left back. Come on. George isn't there, but it's Facey, isn't it? But Facey's good enough. Yeah, that was poor. We invite pressure back on us. Lammers. What a block. What a block by Chris Metham. I think that was Metham. Oh, Bono gives it up to him there very easily. Very easily, far too easily. Okay, boys, focus. Focus. You're not doing the right things. Head in the game. Cook's going to be dragged out of position marking Musa, but that's fine. I think I want to go down to positive. We're containing. We're not going to be able to win the ball off them too much until they get into the final third. We'll see kind of how that works out, but I don't like the fact that Parkway's booked there up against Barrow. I'm not a huge fan. They're not damaging us right now, but they're kind of kind of passing it around us in places. That's poor. What a save by Tim Roening. What a save by Tim Roening. Oh my God. I don't know what I want to say. I want to say something to them, but don't really know what I want to say. Kind of invited them to come into this game. We need to get ourselves back into business here. Nicely worked. There we go. Finally, we get the ball out from pressure situations. Now we can run. Wagway's through on goal. 1-on-1 with the goalie. Puts it wide again. Probably two of our best three chances there. The header from Brewster aside. The other two have fallen to Musa Wagway. And it's just not fallen for him today. It's just not fallen for him today. Point fingers, I'm not happy. I'm not happy, boys. I'm really not happy. Musa, you've been booked. So, please, don't get sent off. Don't get sent off. Pump the fists. I have faith. I just think I got to go for it and keep on with the faith. Going to demand our boys do a little bit more for us. On the balance of play, I think we've been just edging it, but we've invited a lot of pressure at the back, and it's not working out in our favour. Oh, it's not working out in our favour. I don't want to break up the centre-back partnership, so Michele's going to play right back. Vargey gets off on his yellow card. Captain today, being really poor, Lewis Cook. Not happy. Palaversa coming on might make more of an impact there. And I need something else up front. So, Kai George on in place of young Ben Beachy. We tried it. It didn't really work. Let's go again. Let's make this count. Go, Michele. Over towards George. Finale's going to fight and get there. Brooks. Ball out to Facey. Can he beat his man? Can he get the ball in the box? He cannot. That is a foul. I don't believe it was in the box. I think that might just be outside the box. If it's a penalty, then fantastic. It is a penalty. We've got to score now. Who's going to step up? Is it Rian Brewster or is it going to be Kai George? It's Brewster. The pressure doesn't get to him. He slots it home right down the middle. 41st of the season. And perhaps none more important than this goal here today. Power, low, down the centre. Keeper guesses to his right. And that was incorrect. Now, we may see Swansea try to control the game a little bit more. Last 10 minutes. Praise the boys, dropped on a balance. And then I'm going back up to attacking. For the final 5 minutes, catch them on the back foot. Michele to George. Two of the substitutes. Oh, come on. Michele gets there. Palaversa, what a ball out wide. Facey gets there. Ball in the box maybe for Brooks and back again. A little bit of time wasting. Mukiele should be able to do something here. Oh, look at that. He gets past his man. Back to Sandro Tonali. Back to him. David Brooks. What a strike. That's it. That's got to be the game winner right there. Lovely strike. Oh my God. Mukiele back to Tonali. Pings it back. Upsets the defense. They don't know what's happening here. As you watch, bang, straight away. And then ball out to the edge of the area. And Brooks' left foot of dreams slots it home. 2-0 up in the dying minutes. Let's go. Ryan Brewster penalty. David Brooks on the score sheet here late on. Time for some final drama. No. Basically gets it clear. Demir now. We're 3-on-3 at the back. And he's running. He's running through. What a strike! Yusuf Demir. Unbelievable action. Unbelievable action. I knew we had the quality. They shut us down for long periods of the game. We invited pressure on us. We got the penalty. We settled our nerves. And we've seen two unbelievable strikes there from David Brooks and Yusuf Demir. That is unbelievable. The icing on the cake. The misery compiler. The heart stopper. And ladies and gentlemen, Europa League champions in Season 3. We've gone for the championship winners to finishing top 6 in the Premier League Season 2. Now, 3rd place in the Premier League and our hands on the first bit of big silverware of my tenure. The Europa League champions, Swansea City. It doesn't get any better than this. Yes, yes, yes! Oh, I knew we could do it. I didn't know if we would. But what a way to round off an absolutely unbelievable season. Now we've got to keep hold of Ryan Brewster. Now we've got to keep hold of Brewster. But yeah, solid performance. Deserved it on the whole. Needed something. And we got that through the penalty. We got that through the penalty. 69th minute. Very nice. 2 late goals that were unbelievable. And we are European champions. Wow. Just wow. Boys. Congratulations. Let's see. These are the moments you remember when you hang up your boots. So we got 2 of exactly the same, basically. I'm going to go for the one that my assistant didn't tell me to go. But there we go. In the Puskas Arena. 3-0. Europa League champions. Swansea City. Let's go. And let's round out by talking the big deck rice. Okay. 45 million. On a 5-year deal. I'm probably willing to go up higher than 100 million. But I kind of want to go up to 100 million to begin. And there we go. I'm happy with that deal. I'm happy with that deal. Slightly over 50 all in. 100 grand a week. You know what? I'm happy with that deal. That puts him on pay parity with Lewis Cook. I'm very happy with that deal. I was expecting more 150 grand and a bunch of add-ons. He doesn't want any of that. That's amazing. That's amazing. But yeah, big win. I guess it's not going to allow us to see the match. That's in any way. Perhaps if I go forward a day and then go to it. There we go. But yeah, Facey. Absolutely fantastic. 8 rating. This young man just blows me away sometimes. He blows me away. We're getting rid of George because I trust him to be good, basically. But yeah, 8 rating. Brooks and Demir late goals, they boost their rating. Brewster boosts his rating. Tonali was solid. The centre-backs were solid. Off the bench, Mukiele, Paraversa. George didn't play amazing, but we needed a little bit more than Beachy was kind of giving us so far. But yeah. What a season. What a season. So medals, let's see. By appearances then. Wagwe played more games than everybody else. He ended up with 11 and a substitute appearance. 7-4-1 rating, 2 goals, 4 assists. He totally deserves his medal. Running, Meffam, Cook, Brewster. The core of that team. Goalie, centre-back, captain in midfield, and lead goal scorer. Absolutely unbelievable. Bono, Palversa, Tonali, George, Basie, Demir, Brooks, yeah. All pretty good. McTominay gets a medal. George, of course, as well. I think it's just those that were registered get a medal. So, Vignato came off the bench and got an assist. His only good game in a Swansea shirt. He gets a winner's medal. Dion Sanderson comes out on loan. 4 sub-appearances in the league. Doesn't do very well. Doesn't do anything else. But walks away as a Europa League winner. And Keith Williams and Michael Bishop also get their medals. Stephen Bender on the bench gets his medal. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Sevilla, Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal, and no Swan. Yes. Thank you. Who's Mourinho after? Oh, he's the England boss. Okay, so Facey might be getting into the England setup. He was actually born in Austria. I keep forgetting. I keep thinking he's actually Irish. He's got Irish heritage, I guess, and ancestry, but... Okay, so he might be in. Lewis Cook, Ryan Brewster, no-brainers. And Ben Beachy, without a Premier League debut, could be getting into the England squad. Could be getting into the England squad. I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Anybody else that I think probably deserves a shot for England? Not right now. Yeah. Bevan with a good season. You never know. That's solid, though. That's solid. Was that 9-1? Europa League, 2 million there. So that's... We pay out 10.5. So we're up 500,000. Or nearly 1 million. That's 8.75. So that's 3.25 after we pay the signing bonuses for Declan Rice and his agent. Brewster gets a little bit. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. He can get paid. He can get paid. Final day of training at the end of the season. Here we go. The end of season review 2022. The new arrivals. The new arrivals. Busy season at Transfermarkt. Sit say this is a good business done by bringing in key new signings who contributed hugely to the season's successes. I don't disagree. I do not disagree. For some reason it won't let me scroll. No, it'll let me scroll. Okay. So, FFL didn't really play. Mora is a future player. Ramsden, probably future backup. They seem to be quite happy with Ramsden. Quite happy in general. Michael Sant, I think, could be a very good player in the future. Nick Cooper. Yeah. Nick Cooper. He has a big future. Blasco. Yeah, Vignato didn't work out. I think that's fair. Sanchez is a future. Barbosa was a good deal that we've doubled our money on. Matsima we'll see next season when he gets a shot. They hate that loan deal, but he just needed cover. Mancevic there. Mukiele could be bigger next season. Okay. Decent for McTominay. And then it's unfortunate he didn't get that 7 rate. I do think he kind of deserved it. On limited game time. But Tonali played well, showed up, did his business. think I might be selling McTominay for Rice rather than Tonali. I've got to be honest about that. And only a C plus for Ben Beachy. Big amount of money. I get that. But Isaac's success was this season. Oh my God, it's been a long season. That was a great deal out. Longstaff wasn't a bad deal. We bought him for like 12.25. Yeah, we doubled our money. And they're going to sell him basically for what they bought him. Oops. Went too far. Let's see what else is here. Jack Evans, solid deal. Livingston Clark, they were never going to make it at this club. Geordie out, yeah. Dorso was a great deal. I don't know what they're upset with there. Harry Jones, they wanted money. Connor Mitchell's, that's the steal. That right there is the big steal. It says promising, but I don't know actually. 17 now. He's actually looking decent. He just doesn't have potential. I mean, they might end up making money on him. They might. Gibbs White was this year. Oh, Morgan, why'd you leave us, Morgan? You left us with 2 sub appearances, 4 cup games. You scored 2 goals in. Like, oh. Really? Really, Morgan? Let's see. Stuttgart and Norwich. Yeah. Killed your career by going to Man City. You didn't learn the lesson that so many have had to learn before you. You didn't figure that out. Pearson. Don't like that deal. A 28-year-old average defensive midfielder. That's interesting. Yeah, the board are always kind of weird on this. Gotzi was kind of cheap. That was a great deal. Only a C plus. B plus for Ben Cabango. B minus. B minus for Carter Vickers. Maybe he makes it at Man United. You never know. Never know. Gold. Doesn't say how much we sold him out, but I think it was like 20 million. And these are... Yeah, didn't have a work permit. Didn't have a work permit. Loan deals. Rory Cornwell worked out especially well. Josh Williams. Ben Knight worked out quite well. Higgins and Luca Gomez. Not too bad. Not too bad. Season results then. Premier League. Expected the top half finish. I kind of lowballed it because we weren't going to get money for a higher role anyway. So, we did what we did. We ended up third. 36 goals from Ryan Brewster. A minus. Really? An A minus? Really? Yeah, bad start, great recovery, stumble over January, right ourselves, and a phenomenal finish. Brilliant season, absolutely amazing season. Europa League reached the semi-final. Really, I was told it was the second knockout round. But okay, apparently they upgraded that without telling me, but we won, we got an A. Brewster, Kai George, and Demir all got 5 goals apiece. Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, good group stage. Not much to worry about. Conceded only 1 goal away to Sparta Prague in the final game. And then solid over Ajax. Big over Hertha Berlin. A little lucky maybe over Benfica, but I think we were worth it. And then we really showed up against Lille in the final. I'm very proud of that appearance. FA Cup reached 5th round. We reached the 5th round. And then we played the kids. So, not much to see there. We wanted to reach the 4th round. We got to the 3rd round and Liverpool battered us. So, who really cares? I think they'll forgive us. Oh, wow. Okay. 6-0 big win over Dynamo Kiev. Match to remember. Kai George putting 5 past Watford. And the goal of the season was the last goal we scored all year on the biggest stage of them all. Yusuf Demir, icing on the cake, showboating, getting the job done. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Club reputation has climbed up due to that cup win, probably into the Continental Arena. Very decent. Very, very decent. We got one new deal. I think that was the stadium sponsorship that the board brought in. That's the only new deal we had this season, but that's worth 27.5 million. Why have we only gone up like 8 million and change this season in sponsorship? I don't know. We earn slightly less money in broadcast, but like that is huge. That is absolutely huge. Competition more than makes up for it. We're all in good place. I'm selling McTominay and Kai George. They are 2 of our top 5 shirt sellers. Yeah, I just got to keep hold of Brewster. If I keep hold of Brewster and Demir, I'm bringing in Declan Rice. If I can get to Debo, perhaps now being Continental and having Champions League football, if I can get to Debo in, I think we're in a really strong position for next season. So, we'll see that. Our lineup: Ruining, Facey, Meth and Bono Vage, Paraversa, Tonali and Cook. So Brooks not in the lineup. Paraversa makes it in there. Demir with George and Brewster. That is pretty much our best 11, barring one player changed out here. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Like I say, if George leaves, if Paraversa leaves, Brooks comes back into that midfield. Rice comes in to replace Tonali for now. And we run with Beachy up top. I think that works out. But all in all, very good ratings from the boys. The goals: 41 for Brewster, 25 for Kai George, 19 for Demir from attacking midfield, which is brilliant. Rarely have I had an attacking midfielder score 1 every 2 games, and he's close. He is close. A handful of goals elsewhere. The assists, coming up throughout the team. Not too much a centre-back as you'd expect. Demir's quite low, but he's there to pick up rebounds rather than feed the strikers. Those balls coming elsewhere. And yeah, everybody played a lot of games. Facey took over. Well, George took over fairly early on in the season by starting right back instead of Henriks. Facey quite late, so that kind of makes sense. That does make sense. And we won no awards. We were 3rd in the league. Europa League winners. We get nothing. Fans Player of the Season, Rhian Brewster. Young Player of the Season, Rhian Brewster. Signing of the Season, Tonali. Yeah, I think we got to keep Tonali. So McTominay may be going out. Goal of the season from young Yusuf Demir. Top goal scorer 41 from Rhian Brewster. 14 assists. Unbelievable. 7 man of the match award. 7.4 rating. And 50 passes from Tonali. Yeah, he makes us tick at that back end. Premier League Golden Boot, Rhian Brewster sets a new record. Europa League Player of the Season, Rhian Brewster. European Golden Boy, which I'm hoping drives his price up if we do sell him, is Kai George. And the next gen player is Yusuf Demir. Record players: Rhian Brewster's 41 goals, 36 in a Premier League season, 5 in a game from George, 5 in a Premier League game. Again, same game against Watford. And the youngest player was Michael Sant, 15 years, 288 days. Unbelievable. Not sure why this is here. That's kind of a nothing result. We won 6-0 the other game. I'm not sure why that's there. But anyway, we win the Europa League. Swansea performed well from the very beginning. Their early season football was a joy to watch. Ricky McPherson, Sky Sports, thank you very much And thank you all very much for watching. That's where we're going to leave it. I'm going to do my end of season meetings, roll out the red carpet to welcome Declan Rice, try and get into Debo, and see if I can keep Brewster and if I can sell George for big money. And we see where we go from there. But I'll see you next time for the start of a brand new season back here on the channel FM21 with Swansea City. Till then, take care. Thank you very much. As I say, continue support. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. See you back here soon.